Heading into the FHSAA Class 5A Final Four, I sat down with the Villages High School head coach, Colt McDowell, to talk about what is inspiring him and his team heading into Lakeland for the playoffs. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We got to the point we thought we might get to at the beginning of the year, but I know for a lot of us, it was, at the beginning, it was like, oh, that's way down the road, right? How does it feel to be heading to Lakeland?
Amazing. For me as a coach, it's an absolute dream come true. But more importantly, for our kids that put in the work and that care about each other and that just have a lot of fun playing basketball. I'm just really glad they get to experience this whole journey. The whole season's been awesome, but just getting to have a pep rally tomorrow night, a send-off on Tuesday, getting to watch Wildwood in the Final Four and be there in our Villages gear and our Villages stuff and walk into that place and know that the next day we get to play. I've been down there a lot of times and thought, man, it really would be a lot of fun to have a team in this. And I know Terry and Trey went down last year with me to a bunch of games, and we sat there and you could just see that they were just dying inside because they knew they weren't going to get a chance last year to play on that court. And now, this year, we'll go in, we'll watch games, and we'll know we'll get at least one opportunity to play, and we're really looking forward to it.
So it was a successful year overall, 28-2 so far. Do you think the 2 losses helped prepare you more than some of the wins even for the experience you're about to have?
Absolutely, absolutely. Both teams that we lost to got to the Elite 8 and the Final Four in Central Florida Christian Academy in the Elite 8 in their class, and really, really good and really talented. And then Tampa Sickles is, of course, playing in the Final Four in the 8A Final Four. And both of them, I think we learned lessons that we needed to learn, and they were both different lessons, and a host of different lessons, especially though Tampa Sickles. Losing at home and the way they beat us pretty badly. They were up 20 at one point, and we learned that we need to just be us, and we learned that we need to do the things within the process that we talk about consistently. And when we do, we can play with anybody. And when we don't, the teams that we want to beat can absolutely throttle us. And I think we learned from that moment on what those little things were, and not just. I think they always knew, that we needed to sprint back, that we needed to stay low, that we needed to box out. But after Sickles did what they did to us, they had a tangible of, if we don't sprint back, if we don't stay low, if we don't close out on shooters, if we don't box out against teams that have 6'6" through 6'9" and bigger, then we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And it was really easy to coach the stuff that we needed to do and on this run, because they had that experience of what happened when we didn't do it.
You took some time away from basketball. You were the coach at Leesburg, and then you came back. Who or what was the inspiration for you coming into the state of mind for returning to basketball, being a coach?
It started with Jennifer Parr and meeting with her and talking about my future at the sales office and with sales and marketing, and talking about dreams and passions. And of course, I love doing what I do over there, but she knows that coaching basketball, playing basketball, coaching basketball was always a huge passion for me. And we talked about it briefly, and the way that only Jennifer and Mark and Tracy can do. 3-4 days later, Fred Gibbons called me with a proposal and offered me an assistant coaching job with Dave Krakoff. And I turned it down 2 days in a row. And then on the 3rd day, Fred asked me to go to lunch with him and talk about it a little bit further. He thought it would be a good idea for me to get back in the gym, and thought I could be an asset to Dave. And Fred being Fred, he brought 2 players with him to that lunch. And once he brought the players and they were really receptive to me coming in and helping them, he knew I couldn't say no to the kids. So that's kind of what got me back. And I'm eternally grateful for him doing it, for them doing it.
Yeah, not many coaches have the opportunity to step away and then be welcomed back.
Right.
And then in such a short time to take a program that you were an assistant coach. They were 5-19.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And then last year we were
18-13.
18-13, and now 28-2, heading to a state Final Four.
Yes.
What are your expectations in Lakeland?
My expectations in Lakeland are to play our absolute best. That's all that I can really expect and want from our kids. It's not about, just like it wasn't about Mount Dora or Trinity Catholic or South Sumter. It wasn't about the Masters. It wasn't about Windermere Prep. It wasn't about Melbourne Central Catholic. It was about playing our best. And I think if we play our best, we'll have a chance to be successful and win a game. And if we play our best and Tampa Catholic beats us, it'll be okay. We'll shake their hand and say, you guys must be pretty dang good. You must work really hard. You must really care about each other. You must have a lot of fight about you because you beat us and we know we do. So we're at a point in the year where there is no shame either way. There's no, of course we'll be disheartened because we want to win. And you know, my dad taught me if the score didn't matter, they wouldn't have a $5,000 piece of equipment on each end, keeping the total of it. But you know, we're gonna compete to win, give our best, and accept whatever the result is, and be thankful that we're even here. You know, first rule in tournament basketball is embrace it, enjoy it, and be thankful you're here, because we're one of 36 teams that got to practice yesterday and get to practice tomorrow in the entire state of Florida. So you know, there's plenty of teams that would be just ecstatic to be there. With that being said, we're not just happy being there. Of course, we're going to do everything we can do to find a way to knock off a really tough Tampa Catholic team. But the expectation is just to go down and play our best and see what happens.
Well, I think everybody here in the Villages community, and we can talk about this, I don't think there's any other fan base that's like this. Would you agree that the mix of both the student fan base, the resident fan base, the boosters, do you think that makes this unique?
Absolutely. We live in a community that is unlike any other. Meaning, and especially sports, when it comes to sports, there's so many people from the Midwest, the Northeast, the southeastern parts of the country where small town America, their high school athletics is their Orlando Magic game. It is their University of Florida game. It is their Florida State game. It's everything. I mean, on a Tuesday night in northern Michigan, where I'm from, you know, the gym sits 1,000 people. The town's only got 800 people in it, and it's packed. And I think you see that a lot in the Villages with our boosters, with our residents that come out and support us. You know, that's what they've done for 40 years of their life. On Tuesdays and Fridays, they went to basketball games. In the fall, on Fridays, they went to football games. In the spring, they went to baseball games. And you see that. And then you've got a lot of kids in our school now that those are grandkids and of people that are living here. Their families have came here to get jobs and live this lifestyle that we get to live. But then also, you've got people that have just literally moved here to take care of our residents and service the residents in all the different capacities that this community requires. And a lot of those people are from those same kind of small towns. And you know, the kids, some of them move here when they're in the 9th grade, and it's just like I said, on Tuesday night you go to a basketball game, on Friday night you go to a basketball game, on Saturday afternoon in the fall you go to a football game. So I think our students, and especially our boosters and our residents, it's a very unique dynamic that we get to enjoy.
Best of luck.
All right.
And I know you're already preparing. I just pulled you out of the video.
Yes, sir.
Lakeland, 4 p.m. Wednesday.
Absolutely.
5:30 p.m. here Monday if anybody wants to come out. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Marty. Appreciate you.
Thanks for watching. To find out more information about the Villages High School basketball program, check out @VHS_hoops on Twitter.